We're joined by the management of Jindal Stainless. Anurag Mantri, the group CFO, is now with us. Good morning, sir. Thanks for taking out the time to talk to us here on ET Now. Of course, it's been a very good quarter for you. Margin expansion, good growth in top line. So could you talk about the factors that have really aided your enhanced realizations in the quarter gone by?
I think the two major development which we targeted just before COVID and within time that helped us really to reach to this stage. So let me just strategically the two major development which we took just before COVID by end of FY20. One was that increasing our capacity by through debottlenecking by 35% to reach from point 0.8 to 1.1, which we completed just a fraction of just cost of just 40 crore of rupees. So when we entered the COVID phase, we were actually with the enhanced capacity, which actually gave us the economies of scale as soon as the market took a V-shaped recovery. The second thing which we we completed on the 4th of March, as you may recall, the CDR exit, and also we prepaid 800 crore rupees of convertible which were sitting in our balance sheet and had a huge overhang on our profitability in terms of the various charges, which we the scheduled date was actually October, but we were well within time to complete this transaction just 10 days before the lockdown started on the 4th of March. That helped us to give a very strong balance sheet and to face the challenges on Q1 of the entire production decline. And as soon as we saw a Q2 onward, the good economic recovery and V-shaped recovery in the various sectors, especially the three segments which contributed us. One was auto, pipe and tube, and industrial fabrications. And this demand was across both from rural area centers as well as the urban center. That helped us to immediately capitalize the capacity increase which we targeted and increase our volumes. So with that, and also last 1 year we took various operational efficiencies measures, especially the revamping of entire supply chain, which has brought down our cost and made us very cost efficient. All this factor put together led us to a good capturing the good volume on the market recovery and capturing the good margins in terms of the cost of economies of scale, operational efficiency through various factors.
Okay, all right. The budget, the one that was announced last week, revoked the ADD and CVD on stainless steel. So if you could tell us how, if at all, and how does that impact you?
Yeah, so overall, I think the budget was very growth oriented and it really put focuses on the segment which can help us to grow in the right direction, because that's really good from the government side to push these things. However, for as a stainless steel industry, there was one measure which was put up in a good faith, but I think would have a some of the negative impact, especially on the industry too, because they have opened up this through this CVD and this removing this CVD and ADD measures. This will open up a probably floodgate for China and Indonesia, which we have seen in the past. So we have seen both, especially both the Chinese players operate from these two countries, and we have seen in the past they kept flooding the market at a very irrational pricing. That kills the domestic industry. We still being in across the various days, we will still be able to make up some of the partial to mitigate some partially to this. However, if you see the 30% plus industries is still contributed by MSME. For them, it will not be possible to continue the manufacturing, and that would have a detrimental impact on the Make in India effort, on the employment, and they will become trader. So I think this was because till the time imports remain rational, we are perfectly fine. But we have seen in the past the Chinese companies' behavior, which they continue to have a irrational dumping in the country. So we are hopeful that at least the DGTR and all the other major ministries will take care of this in the future. And we are hopeful that it should be reversed soon to make the really Atmanirbhar Bharat vision a success. Because we are committed to further increase our capacities and also to cater to the domestic market in a larger way. And this is what especially the MSME segment, which still contributes 30% of stainless steel producing side, more than 30%, that will be very badly impacted on through this.
Right, sir. And then what's the outlook on pricing? Obviously, right now, demand is far exceeding supply. And of course, imports are something that still, might or might not happen in the near to middle term. So what is the outlook on pricing, at least for the next quarter? Is it looking robust to you?
We'll have to, again, as I mentioned, that we have seen some of the very irrational pricing happen and below cost pricing happen through very subsidized way. So if you see that CVD and ADD, all are these are put up after a long investigation of 12 to 18 months with the complete backup of data. So we have seen these producers irrationally dumping, and India becoming as a residual dumping ground, because most of the European and US economies have put ban on Chinese and Indonesian manufacturer. And India being one of the largest growing sector, they may again start dumping at very low prices in that. That may have some of the challenges in terms of our margins and pricing also, even because we are still not even at a normalized industry levels of the pricing. Having said that, I think we'll have to watch carefully on this development. But overall, on the operational side, we have, and balance sheet side, we have made our company very robust in terms of to take some of these challenges. But as I mentioned, I think to have a sustainable recovery of the industry, it is necessary that we don't have the Chinese and Indonesian imports dumped on the country.
Right. Mr. Mantri, before we let you go, just want to get in one last comment from you. There's clearly a fair amount of demand upsurge for stainless steel. Now that you're out of CDR and have wiggle room, will you consider expanding capacity to grab this demand spot and sort of stem imports perhaps?
Surely. So as I mentioned that last year itself in calendar and end of April 20, we increased by 35% through debottlenecking. And Odisha has a very large complex. It has been kept in mind. The entire infrastructure has been built in mind to keep almost 3 million ton of the capacity. So and this expansion can be built at a fraction of cost, because this will be a brownfield expansion. So we just need to add few of the equipment. So with just one third or one fourth of the normal capex cost, we can actually double the capacity in Odisha, and which we are targeting. So with just 2,500 to 3,000 crore, we can actually double the capacity in Odisha and more cater to the Atmanirbhar Bharat dream of the government. Also, having said that, I think it is very necessary that, because our balance sheet wise also what we have done, we have prepaid most of the next year installment. So that also cash flow wise gives us a good headroom without getting into any large leveraging position to cater to this expansion. So we are working on this and to double the capacity at a fraction of the normal capex cost.
Right, so thank you so much for sharing the outlook with us this morning. It was great to get perspective from you, and clearly it's been a very robust quarter, and the outlook for Jindal Stainless remains very positive going forward. Thank you so much for joining in, Mr. Mantri, Group CFO of Jindal Stainless.